but the scene has always been like that. That's like it was like that whenever it was Insomnia and Game Guys.
When I was bringing Third Strike up, there's only like a handful of people that ever wanted to play.
Yeah, I'd say. Well,
that was
granted, I did say as of like a week ago, I timed it by Dr. Oscar at 12:28 in the afternoon that I pronounced it dead. Okay, granted, but I didn't mean it dead as in because of the community is toxic or anything. The point with that was that because of that they don't allow hitbox to be used in Third Strike, kind of blocks interest for future players to get into the game.
Yeah.
And Smash was doing the same thing, but they have a whole bigger audience.
Smash is weird.
It's weird.
It's Melee needs to go.
Okay, we're not gonna rant about that because I know you'll be there a while.
I know.
But the point is that to show like similar things, because I see a connection happening later down the line with Smash. If you're blocking advancement of hardware, and it's not easy hardware to use, you have to practice on it. You have to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
If you could do that, and you actually deserve a chance to at least show off what you can do. What they're afraid of is they don't want to change in the guard of who is up there making those decisions.
Yeah.
And they're afraid of the change. And I told them, it's like, you're blocking progression for the game, and to where Eric had told me is like there's no more progressing.
There's
like,
nothing.
No, like
it's
not that there's no more progression, but you're.
I'm gonna rant on it for like a second, and then that's it. I'm not gonna go into super detail. The Smash scene is so ass backwards sometimes. You have Smash 4, Smash Wii or whatever, the newest version of the game.
People play it.
It's
fun.
People want Evo for it.
Yeah.
They don't give it any kind of respect because it's not made. Okay, that's okay. Then whatever.
That's the quote unquote elitist.
Yeah, that's the elitist part we're talking right there. Then, as soon as Smash 4 comes out, they start applying Melee rules to it. That stage is banned. That stage is banned. This character's banned. Let's ban that character because that's not balanced. But there's no such thing as balance in that fucking game. That game is.
It wasn't designed for it.
Those games are not designed as a fighting game. Those are fun games. There's some party games. But you apply fighting game rules to it, and that's fine. You can do that too because Windjammers isn't a fighting game, but it feels like one. But like, and then again, no respect for the 4 scene. Everybody wants to keep playing on Melee, and it's like, okay, I want to keep playing your old game, but you guys, like, eventually, CRTs are gonna die. These things don't last forever.
Yep.
You can't find these fuckers anymore. You have to go rummaging through every kind of garage sale, every kind of dumpster. You know where I found that one at?
Oh, tell me.
The fucking dumpster down the street. I found it, and I said, fuck it. And I grabbed it and lugged it over here, and it barely works.
I got another one.
No.
I have one where I live at, like, one house over. They had it thrown away outside.
Yeah.
The CRT TV, it's a good sized box. It's a big one.
Yeah.
They had it outside in the front yard. Hurricane Harvey hit. The fucker did not float away.
Yeah.
You know how much water came.
Yeah.
Okay, that thing was literally underwater.
That bitch worked?
They brought it back to the backyard because nobody picked it up. Rained again recently. And then after I made the podcast about the Smash and the CRT thing, I'm like, you know what, fuck, I'm going to connect and see what happens. And I have an outlet outside of the house.
Yeah.
Haul that fucker to there, connected it, still turned on.
You see, your keys are tanks, I'll give it that.
It still turned on. And I'm like, nope. Unplugged it, put it back over there, put it back where I put it. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't keep you. You're like, it's not that you're supposed to die, but that thing is not supposed to survive that kind of condition. And I don't think it would have survived anymore if I would have kept it connected long enough, right? Of course, it's gonna fry out.
Yeah, it's gonna fry out.
But the point is that, just like what you said, there's gonna be a time where we're not gonna have CRTs. There's going to be a time where we have to use our current TVs that we have now, like the HD TVs, and use the analog on those. And even then, people are going to be like, no, it doesn't work right, or there's a lag on it. And I get it.
Don't get me wrong. When they first started saying CRTs, you have to play Third Strike on CRTs, you have to. It doesn't feel the same. It's not the right way. It's not everything like that. I fought every bit of it, tooth and nail.
I remember.
But then I started playing on them, and then I started getting better, and it's like, okay, you know what?
You started to notice.
I started to notice you guys have a point. I think your point is a bit crazy, and I think your point is a bit too far, but you do have a point. So I'm going to concede to that and compromise with you guys. And it's like, okay, I got a couple CRTs to play on. I'll start bringing CRTs to Showdown, which I did, and so we can play the proper way you guys want to play.
Was this the one that just happened?
Yeah, I did that, and the year before I did it too.
Mm-hmm.
No, the year
before. It wasn't the year before. It was last
year. There? I showed, but I don't know if I bought my CRT. I remember I bought another TV and everything like that. It's for my own setups, and that was whatever it was. But no, I had a CRT for Showdown, and they used my good one, which died on me, which sucks. They used my good one for the tournament.
But that's the point. Like the CRT died.
Yeah, the CRT died. I can't use it anymore. It's gone. And right now I have two semi good ones, but one's starting to fuck up on me, and the other one is okay. But again, they're not something I would bring to tournament yet. But yeah, it's like eventually these damn things are gonna die out. Then on top of that, okay, let's say GameCubes are bricks. They're not gonna die. Those things will last a long time. And like your GameCube controllers are gonna die. They're already dying. There's millions of them out in the world, but now there's certain people that don't like to play on those. Certain people need the broken ones or the malfunctioning ones. Is what that article said, and I read about it a few months ago.
Yeah.
Podcasts I listened to, Super Best Friend Plays podcast. They brought it up and they talked about it. I'll let you listen to that rant.
I think I heard that in Salty from My Ninja. Mm-hmm. One of the things that they ran about the player knots.
You know how militant their guys are getting? Not only the Smashbox, which is an inventive little thing of solution that people are fighting against. Not only are they looking for malfunctioning controllers, now players are carving grooves into the analog sticks.
That's cheating.
And it's like, wait a minute, that's not any different than rewiring buttons for turbo.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any kind of sense. But that's what the so-called gods of Smash do. Or that's a way to compete with them, right? And then, okay, you gotta be inventive. What's the best way to play Smash other than a CRT and a GameCube? On Dolphin. Play the emulated version that's on PC. Works fine, looks good. That's fine. You've kept your game going for another couple of years. But that's not necessarily tournament viable.
Yeah.
But saying again, the Smash scene's tournament viability is so backwards. Like, how is a project like Project M, a fan-made mod, tournament legal? They had tournaments specifically for that game because it plays like Melee. It made Brawl into Melee. That's not... From whose standard are those tournaments, those rule sets standard? Mm-hmm. Whoever modded that game probably likes a certain character, and they made sure that character probably got a buff, or at least plays the way they wanted to, and that's tournament viable? Maybe? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, you don't see them there that often anymore.
Because it's not supported anymore, and then Nintendo kind of cracked down on that shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, wait, why are y'all playing a mod and an officially sponsored Nintendo thing? You will either play this or we don't sponsor you at all. Which Nintendo doesn't sponsor them at all anyway. Yeah. So they shouldn't care. But at the same time, the Smash scene is so militant, and we're going to play this game as a tournament that even when Nintendo themselves say, we're not supporting you in any of this, they're still going to do it. And that's commendable, but it also should be writing on the wall. You're playing a game that's not a tournament-worthy game. You could make any kind of way you wanted to make it tournament viable, but Nintendo's not going to support you one bit, and for you to complain that they don't is kind of silly. Like, you shouldn't... If you're not expecting them to do anything, then don't expect them to do anything.
Right.
So why complain at them that they didn't do anything? That's not the point of this game anymore. It's like this is a party game now turned into a fighting game. And don't get me wrong, you guys are skilled and y'all put in the work, and y'all's tournaments you have your own major setup and your own scenes and everything. That's cool.
Which is commendable.
Which is commendable, sure. You guys are fucking more organized. You guys for being well back in the day when you guys were 18, 20, 22-year-olds, you guys were pulling off shit that fucking 40-year-olds still have problems here doing now.
Yeah.
Like, shit, y'all were getting venues and places and handling more money than y'all have ever seen. Doing it on your own.
Like with Game Guys, they turned into like a Smash Central.
Yeah, it became a Smash Central spot.
And Ruben would tell me, he goes, I want to do the same with the fighting game community, but they've been showing more support for the game. And it was kind of like demoralized me a little bit because I'm like, what are they doing to what we can?
Smash have a weird, like, cult-like following.
Yeah, and I'm
you want to compare it to anything? Remember ECW?
Yes.
Remember the fans? The kind of fans we have.
Very devoted.
Yeah, that's exactly what Smash is like. It's the ECW of the FGC.
Oh, that kind of.
It's even I have trouble saying that.
Yeah, that's kind of
blasphemous.
Because I love ECW.
Same here. I love ECW too. But look at the fans. Look at the fans who still chant that shit today at wrestling shows when they see something crazy happen or when they see an older wrestler come back in.
Yeah,
it's the same thing for Smash. They have the same devotion. They're the ones renting the bingo halls and the DFW Navy spots or not Army spots or whatever.
The VFWs.
Yeah, the VFWs or whatever. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
And they're the ones renting them out and using their own money and fronting it themselves and paying out whatever they need to pay out and stuff. But their shadiness comes from people that don't know what they're doing or are maliciously trying to do something fucked up. And we have the same problem in the FGC, but it just seems weirder when it comes from the Smash community sometimes. Because there's shady shit here in fucking Houston.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's perfect.
There's shady shit in every fucking tournament.
I'm not saying it's perfect. It's
you remember? I don't ever know if you would probably even know what I'm talking about. Lizard Lick. LizardLick.com.
Nope.
They were a parts store. You could order buttons and sticks and mods and like stuff like that. Way back when Street Fighter 4 first came out. They were the only place you could buy replacement parts for mod sticks. Like the American hat parts and everything like that, right? I remember hearing, because I remember when I first got my SE and I'm like, I'm gonna mod this. So I looked up all the videos and stuff. It's like, where do I buy parts from? I kept seeing online. It's like, go to Lizard Lick. And this is before Focus Attack became a thing. This is before Arcade Shock was a thing.
Yeah.
And before the parts were more readily available. And I remember I started reading reviews of them. And then I saw one, it's like, yeah, I'm still waiting for my parts. And it's like been 3 months. I'm still waiting for my parts. It's been 4 months. What's going on? I tried to get my money back. They've not shown up. I have no emails responding, everything like that. The fucker who ran Lizard League at one point, I guess, got overwhelmed by how many people were ordering his stuff. Took in all the orders, took in all the money, and then ran off. Oh. Never showed back up. He left people hanging with orders for like parts, and parts were not cheap. Like people were doing bulk orders, like buttons and sticks and cases and
something that he meant was like
he was doing it at first, but when Street Fighter 4 became popular and everybody started coming towards him,
they didn't expect.
He must have got overwhelmed and just said "fuck it" and ran. Wow. And they never. People ended up with like getting charged for stuff that they never got, and it was. I remember that was the first time I ever heard of anything shady as shit happening. Then I remember some tournament in was it Jamaica or Costa Rica or something like that. The only thing I remember clearly about the tournament is it had Gutex there, Mike Ross was there, and they had Jessica Negri there as a cosplayer because it was also like a convention thing.
Oh, F Champ was there.
Yeah, and a couple other ones, right?
I think he was the one that actually.
And then the tournament happens, and people spent their money to go to this island resort thing and all this kind of stuff, and no one got paid. The guy who organized that tournament ran off. Like it's fucking dirty as fuck. I remember that one. Everybody knows the Triforce stuff, but I think Triforce got fucked over by people's fucking negative opinions more than anything else. He did some shady shit, no doubt, but certain people said his name in a negative context, and then everybody jumps on it because you can't deny that his hustle was legit for a while, but things just got. The FGC is so fucked up. Like if you mention anything in a negative light, then everybody jumps on that bandwagon, and then you're fucked. Like look what happened to King Blue River. He's not exactly the smartest person in the world, and he's done some kind of dumb things. You know, kind of like I need a ride, I need the game, I need the name for free, I can't get this stuff like that. But as soon as one person, and we all know who that person was, starts talking shit to him, then everybody starts doing it, and everybody jumps on the bandwagon. And I met the guy. Super nice guy.
He's cool.
Ducky knows him. He's he calls us this guy's like legit. He's a good person. But what does people think and say? Because who said what? It's the same thing what happens to Sherry Jennings. Like she gets seen with one person and everybody fucking just goes on a fucking tangent.
Updating her or
fucking her or whatever it is. And again, it's like that's none of your fuck. I remember saying this to Jessie because Jessie said something about it when we saw her at Showdown one year. And she's like, she got out of the car with somebody, and he made some kind of remark, and it wasn't a fucked up remark. He just said something, and it's like
the guy that was in the car,
yeah, or like something or whatever, right? And I remember just saying, "It's like, well, that's your business, it's not ours." And he kind of looks at me and goes, "Yeah, you're right. It's not our business. It's not our point to say anything." And I remember there was one comment in the chat that made me fucking mad. And I'll call him out. I don't give a fuck. Someone posted up a picture from Evo from last year, and it was the girls inside the partying or whatever. It was a picture that the people in the hot tub, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was Joe or somebody stuck some shit like saying, "Oh, this must be those Evo quality girls or the FGC girls or whatever that everybody's so striving for."
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to say to everybody, it's like, motherfuckers, no one's signing up to hang out with y'all. Ain't nobody hanging out in the fucking back room coming to hang out with y'all punk asses. Like. And it's just like, that shit gets on my nerves, and people need to just mind their own fucking business. And thank God I don't have a Twitter. Because the amount of shit that would come out from me, from these people that just feel that they have to spout everything on fucking Twitter about how this sucks, and these people suck, and fuck you, you're a bitch, you suck, you're a scrub, all this shit. It's like, oh my God, my brain would fucking melt in a minute. I can't stand that shit. I really can't. It's so annoying. It's so fucking frustrating. That's why I left the chat. It is why I left the chat. All that shit talk for no reason.
I know.
It's either Joe talking shit for no fucking reason and being a fucking dick about it, or it turns into the CRT HDTV fucking debates that happen again and again.
I will say that the CRT HD thing was my fault.
Yeah, but it's one time. When it fucking happens 10 times within 3 months, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to deal with this shit no more.
Eric tells me, he goes, no, you gotta have it on TRT for CBS too. But to Joe's credit, he goes, like, honestly, if we could play it on any monitor that we want, like, because his streaming equipment only works with the HDTV, with the PS2, currently with the connections that he has. He doesn't have direct connections to get CRT working. Now here's the thing.
No, does he run it off AV or does he run it off component?
The capture card itself has a connection directly into the PS2 that turns it into HD.
No, but
so from there, that HD connection is connected to the TV.
Because he ain't gonna like it. But I remember Tim and Eric talking shit about his setup because it's laggy as fuck.
Well, I was telling him that's what I was telling him. Well, because that's exactly what it's about. Because I told him, look, I go, Joe, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of people are not going to like the setup that you're going to have, but it's a setup that, because honestly, up until now, this is the one that I would use. And I told him, because he got the same capture card as I did.
Yeah.
He had the laptop already, and I showed him how to use the stuff. To his credit, and I'm going to give him his due, I have no issues with Joe. Because of that stream of doing CBS 2, they're doing very healthy right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're doing awesome, okay? But what people don't like...
Nobody kicks your ass about it.
Yeah, but what people don't like is that it's working off of that capture card the way that it is. Angel. Wow, I'm actually going to say this. Tim and Eric.
Yeah. Yeah, Tim and Eric.
It sounds like a show. They're like, well, soon as I told them how to do it, like, I'm going to say how to do it with the hardware that I have. Okay, there's another way of doing it, but I've yet to find anything that will make it work perfectly, okay? But I'm going to say what I have just for you to at least get your stuff out there. So I got all the equipment, got all that stuff, and then when Angel saw the footage of it, he's like, okay, great. Now all we need to do is split it from one monitor to another monitor, so that way we can have head-to-head setups and everything, and that one going to the commentators and all that. And I told him, like, well, with that setup, it's going to be pretty much impossible with that capture card because it's not designed for HDMI to do that kind of split off of that capture card.
Yeah.
Because it'll just cut, like, you're going to get one image or that's it.
Yeah.
And he didn't like that.
Yeah.
And Tim and Eric chimed in, and they're like, well, why do it this way anyway? And then, so they were pretty much jumping on Joe, even though Joe, with all good intentions, wanted to say, I wanted to have people broadcast this game to at least get started. And they're like, and then Eric goes, well, it's just very laggy, and I can't do anything on there. And then I just chimed in right there, and I said one thing, lag shaming is for women.
You should have said that, fucker.
I said that to him. I said it directly to him, and then he goes, he didn't say anything else afterwards. And Joe was like, why did you say that? I'm like, what people don't realize is that you're trying to do something good for the community to get the name out there. And you got it, and to his credit, and with the help of everybody else that helped around him, they got their names out there. And he's like, well, why did you help me? Because you don't like CBS 2. I was like, I don't like CBS 2.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I don't like the people that play CBS 2.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's just talking, right? He's just talking, and that's one thing.
The thing that bugged me about it was for the longest time, it's like, okay, he's got his PS2, he's running off of that hardware, he's got his capture card and all this stuff like that, he's streaming it. And he treats it as this, like, it's this fucking thing of like, oh, I'm bringing CVS2 back, it's alive because of me or whatever. And it's like, okay, I guess you have a point in that, but no one likes your setup. Your setup has issues. And you need to admire, you have to, my setup had issues. And what did I do?
My setup had issues too.
My setup had issues, and what I did, I accommodated for what people wanted. You want this thing on a CRT? I'm going to drag this fucking CRT up here to play Third Strike on this thing.
Yeah.
And that's what you guys want? I'll do it for y'all. Because no one else is bringing Third Strike up there. Unless Jesse's there, and then he lags his stuff up too.
Yeah.
And a lot of times he fucking forgets something, and I have to cover his ass.
Yeah.
Or he needs to cover something on my ass or something like that.
To be fair, that happened to me too.
That happens to everybody. It happens to everybody, right? So, I tried, and I accommodated for what the scene wanted. Joe is so stickler about his setup, about his stream, and how it needs to be this way, and everything like that.
Well, he's saying that because that it's not like, oh, it has to be this way. It's because that's the only way that he knows how.
That's fine.
Because as of recently, just for shits and giggles, because back in the day before I was into the scene, I actually did have hardware to capture footage off a regular composite.
Yeah.
And I did manage to do the splits.
Yeah.
With the images and everything.
Yeah.
So, and I still had all the cables and everything. The only thing I did not have was the capture card of the one that I needed. Yeah. The other capture card that I had, it just crapped out on me. I had it for like a good 5 years.
And what's going to suck is that about 5 years, these capture cards aren't even going to let you do it anymore.
Well, here's the thing.
It's like
the day that we were doing the Happy Wife Perry Life tournament.
Yeah.
That issue happened.
Yeah, I remember we had the whole thing, and it was like, well, fuck.
Like on the stream, it came out no color, but the players got to see color on the screen.
Yeah, that was fine. And I was watching that replay the other day.
And I was telling Angel, like, I'm sorry,
this is the best we got.
This is the best we got. And he's like, well, he goes, why? And I go, I told you from the get-go, I cannot go backwards with my hardware. I can only go forwards.
Yeah.
Okay, I tried.
We're streaming off technology that didn't know this shit would exist 20 years ago.
Yeah, and I tried, but I really did. And it bothered me because I'm like, I know I've done this in the past. So...
That's why I commend fucking Vincent with his $1,000 worth of equipment fucking making... You've seen his Third Strike streams that we ran off CRTs, right?
I saw it. I showed that.
It fucking looks amazing. Like, it's for the quality of his stuff. It's like, that shit works fine.
But he had to invest into getting all that stuff.
Yeah, he had to invest in all that. And that helps to give us a smash. So all that money.
So now, after all that happened, they were getting ready for Showdown, and they got another streamer to go do it for Third Strike. And they got the streamer, and I asked the streamer, like, hey, if you don't mind me asking, what are you going to be using? Oh, I have an Elgato.
Yeah, it was probably Mutant, right?
I think so.
The guy from New York, the Asian guy with the glasses?
Maybe.
Yeah, it was Mutant. He came down from New York to come help.
Yeah, but he was doing it off of they were doing it off of the PS. He thought they were doing it off of the PS3 because the capture card provides the cables to work DVD stream off of those devices.
Yeah.
It doesn't work HDMI, it doesn't do that, but people prefer to do it with analog. Which is okay, that's everyone's preference, and that's what you consider tournament legal.
Yeah.
That's to your prerogative. But the day of the tournament, which I did not really keep up with when I was there, they had issues, and they had to connect, if I'm not mistaken, the PS3 version for Third Strike?
No, we used the 360 version.
You used the 360?
No, actually, no. For the tournament, they used the fucking... they gave Jesse a super gun.
Okay.
He had the CPS3 hardware.
Okay, so...
He had the legit, like, machine.
Yeah.
Just without the monitors and the cabinet itself. So he had the actual CPS3 parts.
So that's what saved it, because a lot of people couldn't, because originally they were going to do it off of the console.
To stream Third Strike, it was actually somewhat easier at first to do it on PS3, because even though you have that copyright protection that PS3 has, it's easy workaround with a couple of the capture cards that are out there.
No, the PS3, if you do anything analog, it'll stream it on manual.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
If you try doing HDMI...
Yeah, that's where it has the copyright protection. Yeah, it has a blocker in there.
Yeah.
360 makes it a little bit easier now, because it's like, it's whatever. But, that's another tangent of, like, people prefer the 360 version if they don't have anything else.
Yeah.
Then there's people who won't play anything unless it's the arcade, and I'm like, okay, well then bring the fucking arcade, which they did. We had it set up on a chair, and we have the fucking disc in there, and all this shit.
And it worked perfectly.
And it worked. And but we had to get the super guns ready, and then Tim and Eric fucking were like awesome with that because Eric built super guns.
Yeah.
And then we were able to use them and use everybody's stick was a viable stick at that point. You didn't have to depend on something else. And I forget who else had one that they brought for the day of the singles tournament and stuff. And it was super cool because we were doing one setup was up 360, one setup was the arcade one because there's no way we're fucking bringing 2 arcade boards into the goddamn setups. And like it ran as smoothly as possible. And I'm really proud of being able to help out with 2016's Showdown for Third Strike because that was my main focus. I was just going to do Third Strike that year.
But the issue were that they had one thing, but going back to it,
there's issues whenever you mess with old technology that doesn't meant to be fucking designed to be this shit.
So after that happened, I asked them what happened. Like we weren't able to use the Elgato, we had to use a whole other thing. And they go, luckily we were able to get it streamed, and luckily we were able to get to play the game. And I go, okay.
I didn't give a fuck how we streamed it. I was willing to just grab my tablet. It's like, here, fucking hoist this thing up and put it on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
And just point it at the screen. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like if that's all you need to do, then do it. If you want to stream something, we'll do it. That's what I do when I'm at home and I want to stream it. I thought Nero, like 361 or whatever.
I call those the poverty streams.
I was in a PSN. I'm in a PSN group that plays Third Strike only on PSN. And a lot of times I'll jump in and just stream for them because they're setting up lobbies or whatever. And I just like, fuck it, I'm bored. I'm just sit here and watch those matches. Or I'll play or whatever. It's just like, do it guerrilla. Do whatever the fuck you need to do to get it to work. It's like, it doesn't need to be fucking fancy. Like, it looks better if it's fancy, don't get me wrong. If you put the money towards it, go for it. But like, and I like I said, it's just like, Joe's setup has always pushed me the wrong way. Not because it's
not his fault. That's what
it's not his fault. I'm not saying it's like it's not that the fact that he's streaming it or whatever. It's the fact that like he doesn't want to accommodate for people's like the tournament viable people that want to be on there.
Yeah.
Because when they had people coming from San Antonio to come play CVS2, they kind of complained about his setup. And then Eric was been very vocal about his setup. I've been very vocal about his setup, and like. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'll play anything on anything. I don't care. Y'all put Third Strike on a Game Boy, I'll fucking play it. Like, I don't care. But that mentality doesn't work for everybody. So that's why I get into the arguments and the frustrations I get when it comes to people trying to like do anything. It's like, if you guys want a tournament viable setup, then help me bring it. Or help me set it up. I don't mind helping. But if you're just gonna bitch and moan about it, well then be happy with the setup I brought and then don't play.
Yeah,
it's that simple, and like it's like I don't care what people say about it, you know. And that was my whole gripe with the Third Strike scene. It's like, well, we're not going to play on your setup, but that means that your tournament was worthless. So I'm like, fuck you. Yeah. I put the time in. People wanted to play. Let's play. And if you don't want to play, that's your prerogative. You don't have to play on my setup. That's fine. But then don't talk shit about my setup when I left. I brought something you didn't.
Yeah.
I brought a setup here to play this game. You decided not to and decided to walk away and piss and moan about it. And that's what got me angry about it, that whole thing for a while. And Jesse has his points, and me and Jesse butt heads about this all the time. Like, it's like, what do you really want, Henry? Do you want to have a tournament that's viable, or do you want to just play the game? And I'm like, I want to play the game, but I also want to be tournament viable, but at the same time, I'm fucking kowtowing to people about the setups, and yet I still hear complaints. Like, what do you want from me? I'm not going to bend over and take it up the ass just to fucking play a game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit out here and just, like, have y'all bitch and moan about it. If you're not going to do anything about it, then don't do it. Which is why I was so proud about the 2016 tournament, because we did something about it. We were able to all put in together. Like, I brought a CRT, brought as many as I could. I brought my 360 up with sticks galore. Jesse got his hands on a CPS3 hardware. Tim and Eric helped and contributed to the super guns. Like, everybody pitched in together and ran that bitch as hard as we can. You know, and it worked. That tournament was successful. We had 35 people for Third Strike, a dead game, in the corner, just playing around. We had Mutant XP come from New York to come play. Chris G showed up and wanted to play. Like, and he saw the setup and was like, "This is great. It's like, this works fine." Everyone was pissed off at Chris G because he talked shit about Joe's setup. It's like, that CVS2's laggy. Like, and I remember Tim talking, but like, man, fuck that dude. He's over here like, I can't ever talk shit about Chris G because he helped me win $50 at Showdown. So
you're on his team.
I was on his team. For no fucking reason. That was a lucky draw.
So basically, because you're on his team, we're like, yeah, I can't be mad at you.
You can't be mad. It's like,
I told Jones, like, look, people are not gonna like your setup because one, that's exactly how it is right now. Okay, unfortunately, until you figure out a more, I want to say, affordable way of getting your game streamed, like But I'm not saying it's hard because now the hardware.
I'm not saying anything bad about his stream. It's like he has the perfect gorilla setup: laptop, 8-card, monitor, PS2.
Yeah.
Bring your shit, play. That's perfect, fine. I don't say anything bad about his stream. Like it's like I'd like him to class it up a little bit, get a mic so we can do commentary for it. Like, cause I hear everybody fucking laughing on the stream. It's just that his fucking audio levels are fucked.
Well, the microphone that he has is not it's smaller than that one. But if you actually talk too loud,
it pops. It's like
pops.
He just needs to adjust it.
But it's not his fault. Like and that's the thing too. He doesn't have a lot of people that can help do the adjustments on microphones. Now, granted, I'm using one right now, but that doesn't mean I know how to adjust it properly.
But you learned.
Yeah, I learned. I told Joe the day that I was showing him how to do his stream setup, the very first day.
Yeah.
When he brought all his hardware, I helped him install all of it and everything for him.
Yeah.
I told you, I'm going to teach you everything that I know in 1 hour, what took me a year and a half to figure out.
Yeah.
From there on, I'm letting you go and you're doing your own thing. He has gone off and added more things to it to make it look badass. So don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but at the same time, he doesn't seem to want to put in the effort to improve on the complaints that people have.
Well, that's the thing too. That's his issue now. Is like, well, what do I need to do to work on that as well?
And I can't really say anything now because I haven't been there in a fucking couple months.
Yeah, it's so. But
and I rarely ever play CVS2 anymore.
So. Yeah, but like, so it just comes down to the point to where even now CVS2, who was George, takes his computer over there and uses like the Dolphin.
Yeah, he used the Dolphin online. So they did that online tournament which I watched.
Like last week, I think.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, I think.
So and then they said to me, it's a little laggy, but they
accommodated.
But you know what he said? He goes, it's a little laggy, but I can now say I can play people in California. It's not unplayable.
Yeah.
It's just at least it's starting to show whenever that CVS2 bug bites again a little bit, where they want to do a big tournament. If they say we're serious about doing this, we're gonna have to figure out a way how to actually get actual CRT monitors, actual recording software. It doesn't have to be the $1,000 worth of it.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that.
The one I bought was like $40, and it's something that I had.
I'm tempted to just walk up there and be like, "Here's my setup, play," and just like have a tournament. We'll do it real quick, and then just like do something for a random game. I don't even care what it is, and just show up and be like, "You want to stream? Here's my tablet. Facebook Live it. Fuck yeah." Or Laura has her Surface. I can just borrow that and put it at the screen. I don't give a fuck. I'll do it. Like. Do it yourself. Do what you need to do to make your scene grow. That's what that's like. Did you get involved in that survey that Javier posted, Moreno
about the
scenes and how things are doing?
No, I saw it, but I didn't really get into it.
Yeah, it's like he's got some points in there.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I just don't care. I'm not gonna lie. It's not because I don't care. Because like, I've been in that position where you want to accommodate for everybody.
But you can't. You can't do that.
There's the thing. I've tried.
Yeah, no, you tried a lot.
And I've done a lot. I've done a lot of changes in the past.
You and people got kind of handed the short end of the stick sometimes because you tried at a place that people had preconceived notions about, which kind of hurts you. You've tried with players that just aren't willing to change.
Yeah.
And along the way, you pick up one or two people that are more than willing to help you out and pick you up and be supportive, and that's worth it. But a lot of times you're left with the fucking bag in your hand. You can't do nothing about it.
I've told Joe even told me, he's like, I know we're talking about Joe a lot, but don't get me wrong, we're not bashing Joe, just getting you clear. Henry might, but I'm not. He had told me that he felt, because he invited me to his own home.
Yeah.
To play. He goes, I need help getting ready for Street Fighter 5. You think you can help me out? I'm like,
yeah,
sure. He's one of the few people, and I can't stress this enough right now. I don't know why. This is a rant for another time, like, because this is all you. But nobody asks me for help for a game that I've offered. If you need help with Street Fighter 5,
no,
let me know.
I know you're in my back pocket. As soon as I get 5,
yeah,
I'm gonna like, hey, you got an afternoon free? I'm bored. Let's go fucking sit down and play this game for like 10 hours.
Fuck yeah, right?
That's what I need.
So I've told Joe, like, and I asked him, like, you don't mind me asking, like, why'd you invite me over?
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to hear from him. He tells me, one, you already know how to play the game. That's what you're given. But two, you've already shown that you like, you know how things work as far as organizing and all that stuff. And honestly, he wanted to pick my brain as far as helping doing that stuff. I told him that's fine, and I told him like I don't help out people that I know is not going to be doing anything about it. At least I can say Joe did something about the CVS2 thing. We're actually getting started.
He got CVS2 going again. I'm not going to deny that.
I'm not it's the people that want to play it in better format and saying if they want to do CRT TV. Yeah. And I did tell them, look, eventually, if you do want to get the bigger people here, you're going to have to change. It's like, and he is aware, very well aware of that. It's just like right now, he doesn't know what he's going to need yet. I recently found out what it is. I have the hardware now that can do that kind of thing to where, and I still have the cable from literally like almost a decade ago that still works. So I told him like, look, I could actually I have a whole setup for you that you can use for you. I'm not going to donate it. I'm going to sell it. Yeah. Because that's my very first gig on recording gameplay footage. Yeah. I recorded Super Street Fighter 4 in AV settings where the colors are so distorted. Yeah, it looks like it's bled through. And it's still footage on there on YouTube if you want to look at it. But the point is that I did something about it. Whenever the times were changing, we had newer TVs, people were like, oh, they ain't like that anymore. And then my card crept on me. I had nothing, I have no use for it. I have it in a box, everything set up, everything. Yeah. So it's like, if you want what I have, I can show you like what it is and what you need to do. And to be honest with you, even then, I don't think people are going to like what it's going to be. But at the same time, you will have CRT TVs connected to play your game from your PS2. Because that's what it's for. Yeah. And you have all your hardware you want on there, and then you'll have your image on your screen. But it's not going to come out 1080p. It's not going to come out super crisp. It's going to come out the way that it looks, the way it did back then. Yeah. The capture card now makes the game looks very crisp. It looks very nice now. But it's going to look like it did back then. And people be like, oh, okay, we can do this. And then they're going to be like, oh, it lags this, lags that. I'm like, well, then fuck you then. We already tried. Okay? It's not, so like, what you want me to do? Fuck the box or something? You want me to just make sure it's not lagging anymore?
I know. What are you going to do about it?
There's nothing we can do. And I told him, and even then, it's not guaranteed to work on any CRT TV because I've already tried that personally. Yeah. Only certain ones will work, not all of them. So
it's a mess.
So it's a mess. But anyway, that's with that. There is one more thing I want to talk about, but I think we're going to take a small little break. Yeah. 10 minutes. But I'm going to ask you during the break and see if you want to talk about it because I don't want to put you on the spot. So we're going to play this quick little commercial. I'll make one at home or something, and we will continue this to finish up this podcast because I gotta fix my car. All right, so we will be right back.
Let me go to the restroom.
All right, we are back, and before we get into it, I just need to check something with the other video. How long is it at least taken? I wonder how long we've been recording for. Okay. For an hour and a half. Yeah. Hour and 36 minutes to be exact. From the last... we talked for a good while. Now, I asked Henry if he wanted to talk about a certain thing that happened, but he has politely declined in very... I want to say in a very animate manner. He told me personally what happened, and to be honest with you, he does not feel comfortable about talking about it. I'm not gonna force it out of him.
It's not that I don't feel comfortable. I just don't like to fucking talk about the fucker. So
okay, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
All right. So, right now it's 5:40. We're probably gonna do like another 20 minutes of this. It's probably gonna be end up being like a 2-hour podcast. Yeah. But I really have to start working on the vehicle in a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and try and finish this up in a few 20 minutes from now.
You might need to start sending some text messages out or something.
If you can you text Nine Monkey?
Yeah, I'm saying.
Right quick while I get over the next topic. So you talked about the controllers. You've talked about the scene. You talked about a stream setup, and you talked about Joe. Is there anything else you want to talk about, like that's been bothering you as of late, or?
Nothing's really been bothering me. It's more like this. I actually kind of want to know what's going on. I've been out of the loop for like so long, so I don't know what everybody's talking about to begin with.
Okay, so you want to know what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, people still playing Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
people are still.
Deku just came out today, right, or the other
day? Monday, I want to say.
Yeah, he came out this week. I know that for sure.
He came out this week. And he's fun. I managed to use it.
It looks fun. It looks cool.
I did the trials for him.
I saw somebody immediately complain like today. So like he's not worth it.
He's not easy to learn. He's literally the hardest character to learn to use right now because just by the fact that he has 2 transformations.
Yeah.
He is very I want to say difficult to use because when you transform into his younger form, he's a completely different character.
Yeah.
He has similar, like his V-trigger stuff will link together just the same, but he is completely different from what he is before.
Yeah.
And it's very, he's fun. I fought a few of them already, and I haven't really used them online yet. I'm going to whenever I get a chance, whenever I go home. But I was thinking about going to U of H tonight, but I'm gonna watch the Astros game.
Okay.
With my wife.
Yeah.
And he's fun. But then a lot of people are like complaining about, he doesn't look fun. He doesn't this. People were complaining whenever his trailer came out on how he is because they thought whenever when he turned into that Strider. He thought it was the same character, but I'm like, no, that's a transformation. Yeah. People didn't quite get that. And people are like nervous about using him at all because I have a little gripe about something. I do have one gripe. Why are people afraid to try something new with somebody else that they're going to get bodied? I understand that if I'm using a new character, I'm going to lose. Yeah. Right? I totally get that. That's the way that it's designed if you're learning somebody. I've lost matchups where I know I could have won, but I lost because I don't know what the character does or I don't know the proper situation and how to deal with it. Why are people so protective of their ego whenever they run into that problem?
That's the problem. Everybody's protective of their ego. Everyone has an ego. Everybody has a sense of their worth. And when you start losing, it's like the worst feeling. When you are used to winning, when you start losing again because you're not understanding something, you feel like shit. Then on top of that, people are hard-headed. They don't want to learn. They don't want to adapt. They don't want to change. They just want to do what they're doing and keep going because it's working for them. But eventually when it doesn't work for them anymore, they get frustrated and it's not their fault, it's the game's. Yeah. That's the thing that's annoying. It's like people don't want to admit that their faults are what's causing them to lose. It's that they want to blame the game. They want to say it's unfinished, it's not working, it's crap, it's all this other...
They find excuses.
They find an excuse. Like, if I suck, I suck. And I know I suck. And that's my problem. What I need to do to change that, I will change it. I need to play differently.
And you don't suck because you suck. You suck because you don't have the game. Or you haven't had the time to put in the work. Yeah. Which is fine. That's totally
yeah, I enjoy 5, but am I good at 5? No. Not in the slightest.
Not yet, at least.
Like, I'm okay at 3 at Third Strike, but that's because... And I thought I was good way back in the day, and then I met a lot of people, and I'm like, I suck. I suck so bad. Mm-hmm. Now I can at least throw my hat in my name in the hat every once in a while to, like, somewhat decent players. And I feel confident that I was like, yeah, I'm going to suck against some of the major ones, but at the same time, I'm going to put up a fight, you know?
Yeah, you're actually going to hold your own.
Yeah, I'm going to do something, you know? And, except according to Jesse, whenever I pick a super, he just sighs in the background. I pick a super, and I can physically hear Jesse go like that. I know it's coming.
You're like, what's wrong? Oh, you're super.
Exactly.
I'm like,
I'm getting judged immediately. I didn't do it right.
And you're telling us like, we're not fucking in tournament, man. I just want to have fun. You're like, well,
it's funny. It's whatever. Like he did it at Neo's. He did it at Neo's. I went to Neo's and played, and I picked, I forgot what I picked. I was playing Alex, and I picked Stun Gun Headbutt. I could physically hear him just in the background go, God damn it. I'm like, shut up, Jesse. You're fucking annoying.
Who's playing? You or you?
It was funny.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it's just like people's mindsets aren't going to change, and if they don't want to change it, it's not going to change. And if you lose, you lose. That's just what happens, and you can't do anything about it, you know? You can't change how you react. Like, okay, you have the right to bitch if you've tried everything. If you've gone different characters, you've gone through the trials, you've learned everything, you've learned the setups, you've learned how the gameplay works, you know the mechanics of the game and everything like that. You have every right to complain about you not losing if you've tried everything within your power to adapt and win, and you keep losing. But if you're just gonna sit there and try to mash hard, heavy punch, roundhouse kick, parry, and you're like,
melee range.
yeah, you're not gonna win at 5. That's not that kind of game. It's not the game that you think it is. It's something different, and people don't like different. As soon as something says it's different, they immediately think it's bad, and that's not the case sometimes. And it is what it is with those kind of players. You can't really change them. They're just gonna. That's their mentality. They're gonna stay that way. You can't do anything about it. And again, people complain about everything, and sometimes it's warranted, sometimes it's not. Like, don't even get me started on Marvel. Like, where people just were like,
really?
Like, I'll say this about Marvel Infinite. I've only played the story demo. I've never actually really touched the game.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, this Marvel is what Marvel 3 should have been.
In what sense? Like
2v2, fun setups, gems, slower. Your infinites, or you have to work for your combos for this one. You have to work for your setups. You have to work for your stuff.
Okay.
Art style, yes, looks kind of eh.
To be fair, the demo did say,
but
not complete.
The game's out now.
Yeah.
The game style looks like it looks like a coat of paint on the characters, right?
Okay.
And that's fine. It's like, okay, art style is not the greatest. Character choices was lazy because clearly they just took the character models from 3, a lot of them, and just up-res them and changed a couple of mechanics to them, and that was, hey, we got a character that we didn't have to spend that much money on to produce because we need to have the money to license the characters we really want and DLC so they can people buy it.
Which they're starting to pump out.
Which they started doing. Like Black Panther, Monster Hunter, and Sigma.
Sigma looks badass.
They look fun. Those are the new characters in the art style that look good in that art style, not assets we took from another game and forced into an art style. Gameplay, from what I've heard, it's great. Looks fun. Looks super easy. Looks easy to learn. Hard to master, which is games.
Yeah.
Again, you have to earn your combos. You have to earn your first hits. You have to earn all this stuff. And like people were like, I remember when DBZ got announced and everybody's like, fuck Marvel, it's gone, it's garbage, it's whatever. And like, aren't y'all the same motherfuckers who voted Marvel 3 into Evo? And you guys like, we have to have Marvel because it's a legacy game and it's like this other stuff. And like, as soon as something pretty and shiny comes up, you guys are fuck Marvel. And don't get me wrong, DBZ was fun. I got in the demo, in the beta.
I saw some footage. I was so jealous.
It wasn't exactly the greatest experience because it was Xbox One, and
you still had to play the game.
I got to play the game. It was fun. Again, the servers were broken for most of the time. I only got maybe 5 actual matches the entire weekend.
But the 5 matches,
but they were fun, and like PS4 had a lot of it easier. But that's mostly because Axis and Bandai Namco designed their servers for PS4 and for PlayStation. So them being on a Xbox One
server's kind of new.
Yeah, I remember when the beta went live, the rooms were like 64 players max, just like, and then you couldn't even get into it. Then they said, okay, closing it for maintenance. They came back and said 25 players max. So they knew the stress was that bad, so they said no. But it is what it is.
I signed up for the next wave of beta.
Yeah, you got the pre-order for the digital?
No, but I did manage to sign up already.
Oh, you got for the next one. Yeah, next open beta.
Here's the thing, like I can't judge the game by the look of it,
the game looks gorgeous.
Fucking badass.
Yeah, but it's also
it's anime on crack, and if the manga came alive, I'm like.
But it is also super basic. It is pretty much dash, light, medium, heavy, special.
That's Marvel.
Exactly.
That's Marvel 3.
Exactly. But what
I prefer that.
But what gets it is that it's flashy and it looks good and it plays good.
It's over the top.
It is over the top.
I love how you win with like a Kamehameha
and that shows the ridiculousness of, here's potentially a good game that looks gorgeous. Here's a good game that has some issues art wise. And everybody's like, fuck that game. We don't want it, even though it looks good. It plays good and is actually mechanically a good fighting game. Fuck that game because we don't like it because it doesn't. There's no Kamehameha wave. That's basically what it is, you know. That's not 100% true because fucking if that was true, Guilty Gear would be all over the place because Guilty Gear looks fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. That game is a fucking anime in real life, like a fighting game. But that game is a brick wall to get through. You need to understand how to play Guilty Gear and even try to play Exarch. And so that is a hard thing for certain people. And like good games can come out and they'll just go under the radar and just be ignored. And even though the art style is great and everything like that, it's hard to become a good fighting game. Look at Skullgirls. Skullgirls is amazing. That game is fun. That game was designed by Marvel 2 players. And the game has mechanics that are from Marvel 2, from Marvel 1. Plays awesome. No input lag. They designed the fucking start button not to be an issue. They did everything a fighting game player should play, and it is a niche game that only a certain amount of people play. When it should be all over the place. Like, yeah,
the effort was done.
The effort was done to make that game as great as it is. Like Yatagarasu game looks cool, plays really fun, plays solid frame rate, pixel art looks amazing, and should be a Third Strike player's wet dream. The mechanics, the style, the setups, everything like that screams Third Strike, and barely anybody plays it. That has a small itty bitty section at Evo, and you never see it anywhere else. The only place I saw it again was CEO Taku in 2017. They had a small tournament for it. That was it. You don't see anybody play it. But the game is a good game. It's a great fighting game. I'll send you a video that shows people who played it for the first time, and they're like, and the guy says, I'm getting sad because I know this will never be as good or be exposed as a good fighting game it deserves to be. Like, it's a fun game that there's like, when we're tired of Third Strike and we want to burn some fucking like energy off, we'll put in this to compensate for it. And that's like, no one plays it, and it's really shitty. And that's just how games go. And like, you got your Street Fighter 5. Everybody has that camp of Street Fighter 5 players, but there's still people that don't like it. Okay, what's your next option? Guilty Gear. Really hard to play. Looks great, but we can't really get into it. Okay, what's your next option? Marvel. Issues galore. Aesthetically, not mechanically. Aesthetically, we don't like it. It doesn't appeal to us. Okay, what's your next option? Tekken 7. Hard to play. Easy to play, more like it, but hard to master. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get bopped and thrown into fucking 10-hit combos that you can't get out of. And on top of that, it's a 3D. Some people don't like 3D games. Some people don't like 2D games. They prefer 2D over 3D, that kind of stuff. That's fine. And they're doing everything right. They got the character that got the Street Fighter players in. Now they're getting the character that's going to get the King of Fighters fans in.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
That's going to be fun. That might be the game I'm actually going to get over Marvel.
And that game is cheaper. If you look, I saw a deal off of Newegg. Oh, well, I don't think it's like viable anymore.
Yeah.
But you can buy a new stick.
Yeah, and it comes with the game.
And they threw it.
They threw the game in, yeah.
I'm like, why? The game's good. Like maybe it didn't sell very good as far as the hard copy.
And that might be that. It might be like, we have too many of these fucking sticks. We got to get rid of them. That happened a lot.
Also, like the game is like
the game's an incentive to buy the stick. You need a controller for the game. Here's the controller. Let's get rid of that.
Okay.
You might be getting the game for full price and actually the stick at a discount rather than the stick at full price.
It's how you look at it too.
Yeah, because I remember when I have one, the Mad Catz KEs, the Korean edition sticks. I remember when they were just trying to get rid of them, and they were selling them for like $50 on discounts and $100 and $80, that kind of stuff, just trying to get rid of them because they made too many and no one was buying them, and they just need to get rid of them. So Hori might have the same problem. It's like they have so many of these fucking Kais out there. And people are selling them for $10 a dozen now, like that. They have overstock and they need to get rid of them. But wherever places that have them in stock need to get rid of them because they're not moving.
Like the Kwamba, the clear one, the Crystal.
Yeah, the Crystal.
The new one that's out with the touchpad.
Yeah.
People are like, man, I don't like 8-arc. They're like telling me, I'm like, well, I like 8-arc. I'm like, and that's one for $150. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
They're like, look at that stick. Like, that stick's looking pretty sexy right now.
Well, the drone.
That looks bad too.
The budget stick.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people are like, budget stick. It doesn't look that great. And it's like, but that's usually how people get in.
Yeah.
You know? And I was thinking about buying one. Someone was selling them for like $40, and I wanted it, but I don't have the money right now. Mm-hmm. Like, I have it. I just don't have the money to spare.
Right.
And that's a whole other thing. And then It's like, and again, with Mad Catz gone, the stick market's become kind of like, you only have two choices.
It's shot now.
It's shot. And they're basically the same thing, just design-wise, a little bit different. Like, I was hoping that 8-bit stick would be really awesome, but out of the box, it's kind of crap. It functions perfectly, but you need to mod the fuck out of it to make it really good. And it's only for the Switch and PC and that kind of stuff like that. It looks cool. I love the way it looks. I'm gonna get it just for an aesthetic-wise, and then probably mod the hell out of it. But it's not tournament viable. It's like wireless and Bluetooth and all that kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
They are gonna put out a firmware update to make it where you can plug it in and use it. But it's for the Switch and a couple Raspberry Pis and shit. We can't really do that on a PS4. And again, the PS4 is tournament everything, so it's just kind of like, it's kind of frustrating. And I've actually been thinking about trying to go back to pad. They have those Hori Fighting Commanders that came out for 360. They're 360 Xbox One, PS3, PS4 ones. And they look almost exactly like the Sega Saturn pads, and they're really nice. A lot of people have been recommending that to me to try to get back. And that probably if I start picking up Tekken for real, I'll probably pick that up as a way to play it. Although I would prefer stick, I'm just gonna probably use pad for a while and try how that goes.
Yeah, like to this day, I still have no issue with stick. I love it still.
I can't go back to certain pads. Like trying to play, but I can play Marvel 2 on a Dreamcast pad, but trying to play CBS 2 on that thing, hell no. Playing.
I don't like the design of the controllers itself. They're like, how can you even do anything with those designs of controllers? People just adapt to it.
People learn and adapt to it.
But imagine playing that game for 20 years with that same controller.
That's how Luffy did with the PS1 controller.
Yeah.
Like that control, everyone kind of forgets. It's like that controller's been out for almost 30 years, and people learn how to play on that damn thing. That's how we ended up. Like,
the shape of the controller's not bad. I'm talking about like Dreamcast and GameCube. Those controllers are like weird shapes.
Yeah. How the fuck do you play CBS 2 with a GameCube?
I remember.
I had my Xbox and my buddy Steven at the time, way back when.
A fat controller?
Yeah, I had the
big one?
I had my Xbox and he had a GameCube. And we usually did this thing every once in a while. We're like, well, we want to see some games on that. It's like, yeah, let me borrow it. We would trade systems for like a week. And I gave him my Xbox with Halo and a bunch of other random games. I had Dead or Alive and a couple other games and stuff like that. Dead or Alive 3. And he gave me his GameCube and I borrowed it for Mario Sunshine, Wind Waker, I think one Kirby game or whatever. And for some reason, he had CBS 2 on fucking GameCube.
Like, what?
And I learned how to play CBS 2 with that fucking itty bitty D-pad and fucking and using the sticks and everything. Like, oh my god, that game is so frustrating to play on a GameCube controller.
I'm surprised. I didn't even know that game was even out on GameCube.
Yeah, it's one of those weird oddity ones that just pop up every once in a while and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But that exists, apparently.
That is insane.
But as this funny, like God, I used to play some of the dumbest games on the weirdest controllers and shit. And like I have one now, the anniversary controller for PS2, and those were great, but they're real fragile sometimes. Depending on the build quality is not exactly 100% good.
So you have to change.
I had the Xbox one a long time ago for the Guile one. And I used that for Third Strike and Marvel 2 and a bunch of... Because my Xbox was my thing. I had my big brick of an Xbox and I had a bunch of controllers and a shit ton of fighting games on it. Like I had Marvel 2, I had Neo King of Fighters, which they just made backwards compatible, which is hilarious. I had CBS 2, I had the Anniversary Collection of Street Fighter, I had Samurai Showdown 5, I had all these weird ass fucking games on that damn thing. And it was so... I had Dead or Alive 3, I had Dead or Alive Ultimate, all that shit. I love that fucking system. It was my favorite. It was just a bitch to carry around with you whenever you wanted to go to hang out with friends and stuff. Guilty Gear X2 Reload was like the reason I got into Guilty Gear, because it was $20 and they just said, here, take it. Like, it's a $20 game, go play. And I hadn't played a fighting game in years. And that's what got me back in. I'm like, oh shit, that's awesome. But it is what it is, and like, it's so funny. I don't know, man. Like, controller-wise, it's like, there's issues galore for me because I just can't find one. And then I can get one, and I can make one, but the money situation sometimes aren't there. And to me, everyone says, I have this really good arcade stick that George got. I bought from George. It's the Hori Rap 3. It's an old-fashioned, big, the Tekken 5 stick, basically, thing, whatever.
I actually had the one that was not the exact same thing, but they were the same model, just different.
Yeah, I have one of those, and everyone keeps recommending just like, Henry, go buy a universal fight board, put it in, you'll be set. I'm like, that's cool. But for me...
What's your issue with that then?
My main issue is like, when it comes to modding, like, I've seen it, I don't know how many times, where like people's mods will fail on them. Like, in the most inopportune times. And when, like, even though I know that everyone tells me like it works fine, it works, this setup is the best way to play it, this is what it is, I always feel in the back of my brain, it's like, this is gonna fuck up somehow. In some way, somehow, it's gonna fucking crash on me, or the thing's gonna die out, or whatever.
I can honestly say,
I would much prefer a stick dedicated to the system, rather than have something that needs... The other thing I don't like is like firmware updates. And constantly the stuff like that. I'm like, that's
Okay. Before you go any further than that, okay, look, here's the thing. That's only for the USB.
No, the fight board needs firmware updates as well.
Mine doesn't.
Yours doesn't?
Mine doesn't.
Because I've heard that.
That's what I'm telling you. Like, mine doesn't because, granted, yes, eventually...
You have the Brooks one in there,
Yeah,
right?
I have the Brooks one. And it doesn't... To this day, I've had it for over a year since it's been updated. Not a year, since April. Like, the showdown happened.
Okay.
I've had it since then, and it has not told me otherwise that I cannot...
I know the converters are more of an issue when it comes to firmware updates, but like, they're also a lot cheaper. Like, the fighting board's like, what, $100 just for the board itself? Then I don't know how to install that fucking thing. I can look up tutorials everywhere.
All you gotta do is what I did.
Yeah.
And you saw me do it.
Yeah.
Go to the guy, tell him to do it. Ask questions about what's good about it. Because I had to ask questions. I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
It's like, I wanted to work on the major consoles. Okay.
Yeah.
This is what we're gonna put in here. He showed me what it was, and that's exactly what he did. I have yet to have any issues with that controller. I can tell you firsthand that if you do that to your controller, you would not regret it.
Yeah.
I know it's a big commitment to it because you're putting money into a stick, and let's be honest here, all sticks are eventually gonna fail.
Oh yeah.
My TE2 was failing on me, and it was because of the cable.
Yeah. Everybody has an issue with their stick eventually.
Yeah, but I've
had several die. I've had several like fuck up somehow, or something weird happen, or just random stuff, and that happens to everybody. But usually the cables will go out, or a button will start fritzing out, and you remember that one money match where my button just started to die on me?
Yeah, I'm like, oh dude.
I'm like, fuck, I can't have you punch anymore. Fuck, what am I gonna do? I'm like, oh well, just work around it, I guess.
You adapted.
I adapted for it, but I'm like, fuck, that sucks. But yeah, it happens to everybody. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's a whole mess of stuff going on with the sticks. And like, again, there's not a stick I want right now that's like commercially viable. I just want older sticks that are just out of date and that work. Like,
you want people to say, "Damn, you got that stick?"
Like, well,
I haven't seen that stick for years.
They got me that Namco stick for my birthday last year. And I was so happy because I'd always seen them, but I never knew where the fuck you could find them, how the hell you got them, anything like that. And I'm like, oh shit, that's amazing. I was super, super happy about that thing. I've always looked for Dreamcast sticks. I can never find them. And when I do find them, they're expensive. Like, I want a Green Goblin. I want 2 Green Goblins, and my Dreamcast setup is complete. If I have to compromise and go find PS2 or PS1 sticks and get the adapters, I will. But I'd much rather have a dedicated Dreamcast stick, at least 2 of them, and just have them there. And, like, I have a bunch of PS3 sticks now. I have a few Xbox 360 sticks now. Like, I would like a PS2 stick, like a dedicated PS2 one, because that's a PlayStation 1 version.
Yeah.
And it just works on PS2 because, they're smart about that.
Yeah, they're the same.
Yeah, same thing. Found out you could actually get that bitch working on a PS4, which is crazy.
What
with the Brooks adapters and all that kind of stuff?
One?
Yeah, you can. I've seen video of people getting those working on PS4.
Oh, to get the adapter to get to USB. And
Yes. I've seen it, and it's crazy. And I'm like, that's too many adapters to run one fucking stick. But it works.
But still, though, that's like something.
That works though, and a bunch of other random stuff with it. But it is what it is when it comes to the sticks, and I have my own issues with the scene and stuff, and like Houston itself just seems kind of like, like again that divide, the U of H kind of burned me out, and like I got tired of lugging my Third Strike setup up there, and I'll say it out loud. It's like that's probably what killed Third Strike. It's like both me and Jesse aren't there anymore. Jesse's working. Jesse works a lot. And he works his ass off. And he deserves to work his ass off.
And today he even said, like, yeah, I didn't tell you guys, but I'm going out to...
Yeah, he's going to go to UH.
You didn't tell me. I didn't tell you because you weren't in the chat.
Yeah.
He told us, yeah, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to bring pizza and everything and all that. And Eric's like, oh, I'm going to be out of town. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to own. Some people are like, I'm going to own a con. And he's like, I'm bringing all this shit here.
Everybody's not going to be there.
Everybody's not going to be there. I was going to go there just to get the pizza and go home. But
that pizza's worth it. That pizza's worth it. Pie Pizza, me and Laura went to a date night for that.
Yeah.
Fucking legit. And Jesse was a super, super nice guy about it. He hooked us up, and it was super, super awesome.
I was going to go get a pizza and be like, all right, man, see you later. I'm going to go. But then I'm like, I can't go over there now with my car.
Yeah, we got to get that figured out.
Yeah. We're able to...
I haven't... his messenger, he's not on there, so if you want, you might need to text him or something. Or text him in the chat or something.
Yeah, well, I might need to
or probably give him a call or something like that, because he's probably your best bet to get some jumper cables, because I don't have any.
I need a jumper cable. I need something to charge it with.
Yeah. If you can get it charged up to where it runs, you can get it to the auto zone. You're gonna be right around the street.
But that's basically what I needed to do. Like the alternator is gonna juice it up.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to do a Henry and walk to AutoZone.
No, I don't think you need a walk.
How far is it from here?
It's like, well, it's on Audi Bender, so it's walkable, sure, but you're gonna be out there for like maybe 45 minutes.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's not exactly.
How far is it from here?
Like it's right there on Audi Bender. You know where like the intersection's at?
Yeah.
And you just take a right, and it's just like a block or two away, but that's still a long walk.
I think. If you get a hold of Tony for me, tell him that I'm here.
Yeah.
I just need to jump that week. I get to AutoZone that week. Maybe
yeah. If not, Laura's on her way home at 7. She'll be here by like 7:38. We should. I think she has cables. If not, we can find someone that does.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I need to make sure that we can get cables.
Yeah.
But okay. So anything else you want to talk about? Anything?
No, I'm good, man.
You're good. How do you feel? Do you feel better?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, because I really did miss you, and
I know a lot of people say they're missing me, and I know there's a few people that I'm glad I'm not around anymore.
We're not gonna say who.
Yeah, let's don't fucking say it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
I don't know. I'm just like I'm letting you do all the talking.
Nah, like I'm sure there's a few people that are glad I'm not around anymore, and that's fine. I can really care less.
Yeah.
Like, and I know some people are missing the hell out of me, and I'm like, yeah, it's like. Again, I posted on in my Facebook a while back. It's like I'm kind of like enjoying my alone time. It's like Laura's got a big thing coming up. I just started at this new building at work, and I'm really trying to focus on getting better there and trying to improve there, and so I don't lose my job.
Yeah. Because
your job, that job is one of those kind of like you don't keep up with your performance, then you're gone. And it's a nice job. I don't like when I lose it. Mm-hmm. And what was it? Yeah, it's just like I enjoy my alone time right now. It's like when you're tired, you don't want to just sit at home and play. And then again, there's days I missed you guys, and then at the same time, but I also know you guys are busy.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got Lizzie trying to get a hold of me.
Oh, okay. So Liz, I said hi. So yeah, hey, you covered a lot of things today.
Yeah.
Covered a lot of things, and it's something that I'm going to be laughing at on my way home.
Actually, if anybody really asked if I've been around or not, or like what's going on, like
some people have asked about you and like you make sure you're okay. And,
yeah, like so like that's kind of funny.
But like but not because of course the hurricane, right? We had
everybody was like worried about everybody.
And I'm like, what's Henry doing? I'm like, I think he's okay. He's trusting. He said he's at the George R. Brown. I don't think he's a victim. I think he's one of the ones that actually...
Yeah, I was volunteering up there.
Yeah, but it was more of like... We kept tackling everybody, make sure everyone was okay. Until after the hurricane passed, and we kept trying to see what everyone else was doing. The first UH meetup that we had to have everyone show up there, basically we all hugged one another, like, oh my god, and then I saw Naughty Monkey and I saw Liz, and they're like, I'm like, by any chance then we get a hold of Henry? He's like, yeah, but Henry's doing his own thing right now. He's like, he's busy. So, okay.
Yeah.
But he's okay though, right? Like, yeah. And then that week later, that's whenever the whole debacle happened, and we found out more stuff that happened. And that kind of prompted me to be like, I really have to see him soon, because I don't know what's going on with him. Make sure
Yeah.
he's okay. But you yourself have been either busy or you just want to be left alone.
Yeah. It's
Which
like,
is totally,
again, I'm not.
that's totally your thing. And it's not because you don't want to be around people.
Yeah.
There is a time where people need time for themselves.
Yeah, it's like my birthday came and went, and people were kind of pissed that I wasn't doing anything for it. And people were like, got me things, and were like trying to come by and say hi. And I just said, no, I'd rather, like, I'm turning 33. I'm like, I don't need to be reminded I'm going to die soon. Like, I was and
That's such a
that's how I look at it. It's like, I'm dying. I'm not exactly in ready to shape. And
you're celebrating that I'm one step closer to death.
yeah, basically. And, like, I just wanted to be left alone. Then on top of that, Laura had she had dental work that week, and then she wasn't exactly in the greatest mood, even though she kept
insisting us.
She kept insisting, but I told her, it's like, look, I know how you're going to act. You're going to get tired. You're going to get frustrated because your tooth is hurting real bad. And when you're in pain, no one has any patience. If you have a headache, you don't want to deal with people. And so imagine a headache and a toothache at the same time. You do not want to deal with people. That's why I said, just stay home. We'll be fine. I don't mind just staying home. It's a birthday. It doesn't mean shit to me. Like, I don't need to go out and do anything. I'm old. I don't go out and drink anymore.
I did promise I wasn't going to spank you anymore for your birthday.
No, that kind of shit. That's like, I don't need that kind of shit no more. Like the year before, I had the get together game guys, and that was fun, and I was super appreciated. But at the same time, it's like it wasn't necessary. I was actually against that too, because I told her, it's like, I'd rather just stay home and eat Chinese food and just chill and just be, get a beer and just sit down with you and watch a movie. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
But like, how things go, things happen. Damn.
What?
Well, Tony's not going to be much of an option because he's on the other side of town at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. All right, but we're going to go ahead and just call it a night right now. Call it a day. I want to say thank you again, Henry, for doing this with me. Like I said, I really did miss you. I really wanted to see you. I'm glad I got to see you. And hope everything gets better in the future. With Laura as well, with her surgery.
Yeah, for sure.
And I hope you continue to excel in your job.
Yeah,
I really do.
Cool. No, I appreciate it. It's cool. And I missed everybody. I'm doing my own thing, and I'm just hanging out and just chilling at home. And like, Laura's gonna have her surgery coming up, and she's insisting we have people over. I'm gonna run another King of the Couch one of these days and just chill here at the apartment. And, like, I have setups, I have TVs, I have everything here.
Just right now, the time.
It's like right now, I'd rather be on my own at the moment. So that's what it is.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything else you want to add?
No, it's cool. Just tell everybody I said hey. That's it.
Well, you can do it. You have everything.
Nah, it's cool.